If you're jumping straight into the shower to shampoo without doing anything before you got in there, you're probably doing it wrong. My name is Dasha and this is Natural Hair Daily. Today we're going to talk about prepooing. For those who have never heard of prepooing, prepooing is pre-shampooing. So it's basically the process of preparing your hair to be shampooed. Now there are multiple reasons that you can prepoo. Two main reasons. One is to avoid hydro fatigue, which is not really hygral fatigue, which is not really the case for a lot of women who have more low porosity hair. And what hygral fatigue is when your hair is over moisturized. It's getting too much water. Your cuticles are opening and closing too many times. So that's one reason to prepoo. And then another reason to prepoo is to add in moisture to your hair before you shampoo it and essentially kind of dry it out a little bit. So I'm really going to focus on the adding moisture to your hair before you shampoo it one, because that's the one that I found that tends to cause more damage, or is most common that I see amongst people, is that they'll have, waited until beyond the last minute to wash their hair because we procrastinate and put it off. I am guilty of it myself, so I understand, as I did with this time recently. I'm actually prepooing right now. I just put stuff in my hair so it shrunk up from when it was blow dry. But so we wait long and our hair is just a tumbleweed sitting on the top of our head, and then we jump in the shower under some water and put some shampoo on it to just add insult to injury. Really, what would be something that would be a much more powerful habit and would be much healthier for your hair is to go in and add moisture to your hair, especially when it's really, really dry. Add moisture to your hair before you hop into the shower to shampoo your hair. And again, if you remember from a much earlier video that I did, shampooing is important, especially if you are low porosity and your hair has trouble taking in moisture, because you want to make sure you're starting with a clean slate and you don't have buildup. So we do want to shampoo. Shampooing is important. Using conditioner to wash your hair is not the business. It's not a real thing, especially not for low porosity hair. I do not recommend it as a practice. You can maybe do it, every other time that you wash your hair, but definitely I wouldn't recommend it every time you wash your hair, because you do need to make sure that your hair is clean. So we just want to make sure that before we're cleaning it, that our hair is not completely dry, so it doesn't go poof when it is dry and we're styling it afterwards. So what I suggest as a prepoo, there are multiple things that you can use. You can use some type of rinse out conditioner that, is cheap, like an Aussie Moist that's got a lot of product in it, and if you put it on your hair, it's got a lot of slip, so it's great to detangle with as well. You can use your deep conditioner as a prepoo if you would like, and maybe even add some oil to it that also has slip. Or you can do something like what I just did, which was I used okra. I made like a gel out of okra, or you could use flax seeds, make a gel out of flax seeds as well. And I'll post a video on that soon. But you can make it's because okra has a very mucousy texture, right? So if you boil it, you can take that mucousy texture and then use it, put it in your hair, and boom, you've added moisture into your hair. It's actually really, really excellent for your hair and for hair growth. So consider it. I'll talk more about it later. But you can do something like that. That's either like water-based or something that's just really, really slippery, because it's going to help you to detangle your hair as well as add moisture into your hair, so that when you shampoo, your hair is not getting super, super, super dried out. It's getting clean and it's not getting super, super dried out. So that's why I would recommend a Prepoo. Now, I will say, if you keep up with your wash days really, really well and your hair is not super tangled, then it might be okay for you to hop in straight into the shower. If your hair was in twists before that were really, really moisturized and you just took them out and you just want to go and wash your hair again, then you probably don't need to Prepoo. But if your hair is feeling dry or it's tangled, Prepoo first. Prepoo first. With something that has some slip and that moisturizes your hair. And that's going to save you from that's going to save your hair from breaking off as you're detangling it, because you're not going to be trying to rip through it because it's so dried out from the shampoo. And that's going to just add moisture back into it as well, so that your hair won't be so dry on the back end after you shampoo as well. So I'll talk more in depth about Prepoos and Prepoo methods. I'm also putting together a recipe book for y'all, so that y'all have some of the recipes that I use for my hair that are relatively simple, because I'm a lazy natural, despite what most people think. I don't like to spend a lot of time on my hair if I don't have to. So that's why I'm very strategic about what I do with my hair, because I like to spend the least amount of time while getting the maximum results. So I'll put together a few things for y'all as well that I will be releasing soon. But yes, today, remember, Prepoo. You want to add moisture into your hair. Make sure that your hair has slip in it and is moisturized before you shampoo it. And again, shampoo is important because it gets our hair and scalp nice and clean and ready for whatever delicious moisturizing products that we're going to put on afterwards. Preferably deep conditioner, followed by products that we're going to put on afterwards. But alrighty, that has been today's episode of Natural Hair Daily. Does anyone have any questions before I hop off? Any questions about Prepoos or shampooing or literally anything under the sun? Okay, cool. I'm going to figure out if I can find an anonymous questions link so that I can give it to y'all, and y'all can type in questions as you think about them, and then I'll just start answering them on the live. Because that might be Jackassy said yes. Yes, you have a question? Main base for Prepoo ingredients. You mean the main thing to use for Prepoo? That could differ. So for example, if you choose to go the route of something like an Aussie Moist, if you choose to go the route of something like an Aussie Moist, then you can literally just use Aussie Moist, because that in itself is very, very slippery and moisturizing. If you choose to go the route of a deep conditioner, your deep conditioner will be your main base, and then if you want, you can add some oils into it. If your deep conditioner is not super slippery, then you can use your deep conditioner and add some oils to it. If you choose to make your own from scratch, like with okra or flax seeds, then that okra like mucus or flaxseed mucus, that's kind of a gross word, but that's really what it is. That would be your main base, and then you could add some oils to that. Let's see, what are some other Prepoo things? Another Prepoo that I've used is apple cider vinegar and olive oil, which sounds like really weird, and it was an amazing Prepoo for me. So those are a couple. Like, Prepoo does not have to be complicated. You can literally take whatever conditioner you have, and if the conditioner is not a slippery conditioner, add some oil to it. That's a major key, y'all. Any conditioner that you have that is not slippery and you need it to have more slip, add some oil to it and it will have more slip. And that's what you're wanting for your Prepoo, because that's a perfect time to kind of detangle or get your hair moisturized and almost like ready to detangle once you do get in the shower under that water. this Prepoo that I did, my hair was not super, super tangled. So I just did the okra gel that I was telling you all about, because my hair was in a very, very stretched state, because I had blow dried it out for those like twists that I had in it. And but when my hair is super, super tangled, like one time my hair was really, really tangled. I don't know why. I don't know why I let my hair get to that point. I mean, I do. I'm sure I was just procrastinating. And I had a lot going on, okay? So my hair was tangled. It was really tangled. And what you do if you're in a situation where your hair is just super, super tangled, it's just mad tangled, even if you're a person who prefers to use natural products, you forfeited that right. Go to the store, get you some Aussie Moist. Trying to tell you. Uh-oh, my battery's dying. Get you some Aussie Moist. And that's what you need to use for your Prepoo. Put some oil on your hair, then put some of that Aussie Moist on there. It works miracles. Super, super slip. Super slip it gives you. And just, you know, don't try to part your hair too much when it's dry. You know, when it doesn't have product on it. Once it has some product on it, you know, you can kind of generally smooth it through, maybe 4 large sections. Once you have some product on it, you can then start to make the sections a little bit smaller and, you know, smoothing that product in more into maybe some smaller sections. So like with this was 1/4 of my hair situation, and then I ended up splitting that 1/4 into 2. So I have 8 twists in my hair right now for my Prepoo. So yes, if you're ever in a bind and your hair is matted, olive oil and Aussie Moist conditioner. You don't even have to do the 3-minute miracle. Just get the big one with the pump and go ham. Go ham, slather it in, and then when you get in the shower, run it under some water and go at it. Gently. Remember, treat your hair like fine silk. So that was a great question. Thank you for that question. But all right. Today's episode of Natural Hair Daily is complete. So I will be seeing y'all tomorrow, and I hope y'all have a great night. Get some sleeps at some point, y'all. I'm surprised that this many people are on here this late, but I mean, I'm awake, so I guess it also makes sense that you're awake. So